Michael Dell, welcome. Thank you very much indeed for joining us on smallbusinessadvice.tv. And firstly, you run a $60 billion global company with 80,000 employees. Now, what have been some of the biggest challenges that you've faced during this time, and how have you overcome them?
Certainly many challenges. As a young company, we grew quite fast, and that presented, enormous challenges and opportunities. It was quite thrilling as well. I think one of the challenges, certainly a big one that comes to mind, is how do you develop talent? You mentioned the 80,000 team members at Dell. Finding the right people and energizing them and organizing them around a strategy that really makes a lot of sense and can deliver value to customers. That's always a challenge for any fast-growing business.
Now, you started the company in 1984. Did you ever visualize that it would grow to what it's become today?
Not really. Didn't really know how big the industry would become. Just saw enormous opportunity and felt that the power of personal computers, combined with human capacity, would present enormous opportunities.
What advice would you give for somebody who's starting a small business today?
One of the things I see in new businesses is they're often looking for perfection, and I think this is a really big mistake. I think you ought to be looking for experiments, and quick experiments, and it's okay to have little failures. And what you want to do is learn as much as you can very quickly, and try things. And certainly when we were a small business, we'd go out and try all sorts of things to find what would work. And then we found something that worked. Well, we'll do that 100 more times or 1,000 more times. We still do it today as a large company.
For small businesses starting out, what advice would you give to them?
One of the things that people do instinctually when there are tough times is they kind of do nothing. they kind of hunker down.
This is sort of frozen rabbits in the headlights.
Yeah, it's kind of just complete stunned into inaction, and I think that's actually the worst thing to do. I think times when everyone is confused and kind of stunned present the most enormous opportunity because nobody's really doing anything. So. I think this is a time where the seeds of really successful new businesses will be created. In fact, if you look in our industry, which I'm most familiar with, the greatest companies kind of came out of and were formed in some of the most difficult times in the industry, when no one was really looking and everyone thought the whole thing was going to go south. All of a sudden, a whole new breed of companies emerged.
I suspect because of some of that as well, investment in the right things at the right time. You're saying it's a tough economic time at the moment, but doing nothing is not an option. Doing something is. Investing in IT, making things run smoother?
The right investments in IT, around things that provide tangible savings and can really drive productivity. And let's face it, IT tools are the things that make you more productive. Yeah. And you want that all the time, but you especially want it in a challenging economic environment. And particularly when you're in a business where there are tremendous advancements that are levered by the improvements in technology, where the kind of things that we provide improve by 50% or more per year. Sitting back and doing nothing, you quickly end up with a very uncompetitive capability. And so that's why it's really important to pick where you're going to invest, but to invest in those things that are going to really drive productivity.
So what is Dell doing to help small businesses, especially for those that want to invest in technology, but at the same time are worried about cash flow?
Well, we're doing a great deal with leasing and financing, providing options for customers to help out with certainly the cash flow constraints that are there. Really focusing on providing value to customers and helping small businesses simplify how they can access the value that IT brings, especially in these challenging times.
SB360, for example.
Yeah, we've got this great website, SB360, which provides helpful information stories, resources, white papers, and sort of a peer-to-peer discussion about, hey, what are other small businesses doing to leverage technology, to leverage social media, and innovative new tools that really can help small businesses make the most of technology.
Mobility is one of them. Small businesses want this. They're not going to be sitting in an office all day long. They need the laptop that's going to work for them.
Yeah, I mean the office 10 or 20 years ago was you had your phone, you had your desk, and you were kind of chained to the thing, and you couldn't leave. Well, that's not how people work anymore. They're on the go. They want their information with them. They want to be connected all the time, and the advances in mobility with very small, very light notebook computers with integrated 3G radios allow the office to be wherever you are.
And the battery's not going to run flat.
Yeah, we got take battery life up to kind of full day battery life, so you can work all the time, have access to that data all the time.
With the amount of data storage that we need, particularly as a small or medium-sized business, and that's growing all the time. We need to store more all the time. How can we effectively manage that storage?
Dealing with this enormous increase in data is a huge challenge, and we've built storage systems, data storage systems, to help companies deal with that in a safe and secure way, so that all the data is protected and in a redundant fashion, but also in a very affordable fashion. Certainly, many companies have regulatory requirements to store data, but the data is the most valuable part of a company, and these are really the most important assets. Besides the people inside a business, and protecting that, being able to access it easily, and store it in a secure manner, where you're not having to worry, hey, what happens if I lose all my data? That's super important.
Let's talk about green IT, because it's something it's a badge of honor that just about every company has to be involved in. Should they be involved in it, and how can they take advantage of green IT?
I think one of the risks in this economically challenged time is that we kind of put aside some of the social things that we like to think about as a collective population around the world. One of the great things about green IT is that of course here in America the money's green, so we like to say green is green. So what we've done in green IT is not only to reduce the carbon emissions and reduce the energy requirement, but also to save money. So our products have been designed to be the greenest and cleanest products in the industry, but also a result of that is that you can reduce the energy consumption by roughly half for many of our products. So pretty big reduction, in some cases an 80% reduction from the kind of machine you might have had 3 or 4 years ago.
So by its very nature, being green is actually saving money as well.
Yeah, being green is also about smartly using the Earth's resources, which means you're conserving and saving money. And that's good all the time.
What do you think about small businesses utilizing social networking, blogs, Facebook, that kind of thing? Because it does seem that it should be there to drive better competitiveness.
I think that the conversations that are happening online with the billions of people that are now connected all over the world offer an enormous opportunity for businesses of all sizes, and small businesses have been a little slow to take advantage of this. We created a small business toolkit, social media toolkit on Facebook, so that small businesses could really come into this age and take advantage of the resources. When you think about advertising or how do you market or promote, social media is by far and away one of the most cost-effective ways to reach your audience, and it has very kind of long-lasting and sticky implications. And customers by their nature love to be involved in whatever it is they're doing in a deeper way. So engaging customers in those conversations is a super effective way for any business to further itself.
And it's probably cheaper too.
Yeah, so the return on investment of those dollars versus kind of traditional forms of marketing and advertising, it's going to be quite a bit higher. We've seen that at Dell. Hundreds, thousands of companies have seen that. Small businesses have been a bit slow to do this, and I think it's a big opportunity.
Yeah, Wiggly Wigglers. That's a company that won an award in the UK, a national award actually. In fact, it was a global award that Dell was very much part of, and they're perfect example, aren't they?
Yeah, I think they connected with 90,000 customers. They were able to reduce their marketing expense pretty dramatically, and you kind of see the success that they've had in igniting this community of customers they have, using social media. That's a great example.
We started out talking from 1984 onwards and where it all started for you from there and for this company. What's the future hold for Dell?
I look at our industry and we're kind of at the center of making the world more productive, and how do you engage technology in the right way to enable education, to enable medicine, to enable small businesses, large businesses, government, all aspects of society. So while a lot has been accomplished, we have roughly 1.5 billion people in the world today connected on the internet. You've still got about 5.5 billion left to go. So we're still at the pretty early stages of how we think about our mission as a company, and certainly the opportunities that go along with that as we go into all countries of the world.
I guess there's still a lot of people coming online almost every day.
Yeah, probably about 500,000 new people come onto the internet for the first time in their lives. And when you think about the level of incomes rising in the emerging countries, and also the cost of computers continuing to fall, it opens up vast opportunities, not just for companies like Dell, but for small businesses that want to sell their products, their goods, their services all over the world. And it's so much easier now to connect yourself with customers and suppliers all over the world, way easier than than it used to be.
Finally, what are the 3 most important factors, in your opinion, for successful small business?
I think you've got to kind of know what you're good at and have a clear focus and a clear articulation of what it is that you offer that's valuable, why it's valuable. I think you've got to be able to take advantage of resources around you, whether it's technology or social media or your suppliers or your partners. Then you've got to kind of you've got to figure out an executional model in terms of how do you organize that, how do you mobilize a team of people, how do you not try to do it all yourself, and how do you engage the rest of the team so that as a leader or creator of a small business, you can multiply your own capacity through an increasingly larger team.
Michael Dell, thank you very much for your time.
Sure, thank you.